Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another edition of Chicken Parm Dave's MMA Chowdown. I know it's been a while since I've chowed down, but I was kind of getting a little hungry. And what was I getting hungry for? Very simple. UFC 209, Saturday, March 4th, 2017, Woodley versus Thompson 2. I'm going to give you my thoughts and also my predictions on what I think will happen during this card. So without further ado, let's get it started. UFC Fight Pass early prelims. Albert Morales versus Andre Sukumta. Now, the website that I help contribute with, if you go to themmatakeover.com, that's themmatakeover.com, you can hear our three-part interview with Andre. That was a great interview, so please do that. So Andre's also a local guy here based out of Rhode Island. So I'm going to go Andre with this fight by unanimous decision, making his UFC debut. So Andre, do us good. Next up, we got the female fight, Amanda Cooper versus Cynthia Calvillo. Again, only woman fight on the card, so I'm going to go Amanda Cooper on this one by also unanimous decision. So hopefully I can start back-to-back wins, but knowing my luck, I will start back-to-back losses. And the UFC Fight Pass early prelims main event, we got Tyson Pedro versus Paul Craig. I'm actually going to go Pedro by this one. I feel like he's going to catch Bear Jew, Paul Craig, by knockout. I think he's going to catch him. So Tyson Pedro knockout. Let's say round 2. I think it'll take a little time for these guys to get warmed up to each other. So round 2 KO. Tyson Pedro picking up the win. And if I get all 3 of those right, I will be 3-0. But my luck, not going to happen. Moving on to the Fox Sports 1 prelims, we got Mark Godbeer versus Dennis Spitz. Sorry, no, not Dennis. Daniel Spitz, Daddy Longlegs. I was looking at his nickname. I'm going to go Mark Godbeer here by KO. I feel like this is not going to be a decision. I feel like one of these guys will connect with a right or a left, and the one that I think will connect with either of those fists would be Mark Godbeer. And he's going to win by KO round 1. Calling it here, round 1 KO. Moving on, Yuri Alcantara versus Luke Sanders. Alcantara, I know I butchered that name. Not the best in the business for nothing. And I'm going with Yuri by submission round 2. I think he's going to catch him in some rear naked choke, and Luke Sanders will be tapping out. Round 2, sub. Here next up, we got Mirsad Bektic versus Darren Elkins. This should be a really good fight, and I think a lot of it is going to take place on the ground. And I think I'm going to go with Bektic here. I think he's going to pick up the victory, but I think it'll be by split decision. I think it's going to be very close, and I feel like they're going to give Bektic the nod with the judges that he will pick up a split decision victory at UFC 209, Woodley versus Thompson 2. And the main event for the Fox Sports 1 prelims, Marcin Tybura versus Luis Enrique. And this is another fight which I highly doubt. If I was a betting man, which I do, and that's a problem because I suck at betting, I would take this one, that this one would not go to the judge's decision. And I actually think Tybura will catch him with a nice right, and he's going to put Enrique to sleep. So that's what I'm doing. I'll do KO round 1. I don't think this is going past the first round. KO round 1 for Tybura. And ladies and gentlemen, we have finally moved up to the main card. That's right, the card that is actually pretty stacked, and I'm actually looking forward to watching. First up, we got Alistair Overeem versus Mark Hunt. 2 big behemoths in the sport that have been around a long, long time. This one I'm very nervous about. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go Overeem. I'm going to go Overeem by TKO round 2. I know that's a shock because Overeem's chin is gone and Mark Hunt's got power beyond belief, but I think Overeem's going to catch him and maybe follow up with some ground and pound and put Mark Hunt out. So I'm going to go Overeem round 2 TKO, which will probably be a stupid bet, but that's what betting is. It's just taking chances. Next up, we got Lando Venata versus David Timur. Now, Venata has some spectacular knockouts, and Timur is up-and-comer, but a good prospect. I'm going to go Venata on this one. I think he's going to catch him with some kind of spinning back fist or some kind of spinning back kick, and he's going to put him out in round 3. I think this is going to be probably the fight of the night. So round 3, he's going to catch him with something, and Venata will pick up a TKO victory round 3 with some kind of spinning back object off of his body. Moving right along here, Rashad Evans makes his return versus Daniel Kelly, and I don't know if you've ever seen Daniel Kelly fight. It is one to watch. He just has a ton of heart, never gives up, never says no. And Rashad hasn't fought in a while. He's had medical suspensions and stuff like that, hasn't been cleared. And unfortunately, I'm actually going to go with Rashad here. I think Rashad picks up the victory. I know that's called me crazy, but I'm going to go Sugar Rashad by split decision. I feel like this is going to be very close. I'm a guy that loves the split decisions, even though those are stupid to always bank on. But I'm going split decision. Rashad Evans, Daniel Kelly. Come on, Rashad. Win one more and then call it quits. I appreciate that. I appreciate what you've done, Rashad. Next up for the interim lightweight title, Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson. And this is also probably going to be very close to the fight of the night between Venata and Timur, that's what I'm calling, but, don't listen to me. I'm just a guy talking. I'm going to go Khabib. I'm going to go second round submission on Tony Ferguson, and that will make Khabib your new interim lightweight champion. And I think this is going to be a great fight, but I feel like Khabib's just a little better, a little more polished, and you'll see this on Saturday night, that second round Khabib submission over Tony Ferguson. And on that note, this brings us. This brings all of us to the main event for the welterweight strap. Tyron Woodley versus Wonderboy Stephen Thompson. Rematch after their draw. I'm very, very excited for this bout that's going to take place March 4th. I'm going Woodley. And I'm going Woodley by second round TKO. I think he's going to catch him again, and he's going to put him to sleep this time with, just a barrage of punches where Stephen Thompson can't regain his composure, and the ref's going to wave it off. So Tyron Woodley is going to keep the strap. Round 2, TKO. You heard it here first. And if you've been listening to this, then you have been listening to Chicken Parm Dave's MMA Chowdown. And what was I chowing down on today? Well, UFC 209 this Saturday, March 4th. Woodley versus Thompson 2. And one final note is please go to themmmatakeover.com. That's themmmatakeover.com for all your news, all your great video content. We got a lot of great interviews there. Breaking news all the time on the source. Hottest MMA news source going around. So please check out the website. And on that note, I want to say thank you and enjoy the fights.